What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you're visiting for the first time, welcome in. This channel is about life, manhood, and motivation. And if it's your numerous time coming back, as I always say, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I am Mitch of Mitchspiration, and this is another edition of the Black Bald and Bearded series. If you're not aware, the Black Bald and Bearded series is simply a series about men's self-care, especially men of color, but this channel is open to everybody. But I kind of wanted to focus in on more of the self-care / grooming side of things because it's something I haven't always been on and consistent with 100%. As a man, life demands a lot out of us, and so making sure that we're taking care of ourselves in both the holistic health way and also in a grooming way really matters to me. So this is why this channel and this edition on my channel, the Black Bald and Bearded series, even exists in the first place. So today's episode is to solve the world's greatest question, or one of the greatest questions in men's grooming. When it comes to shaving your head bald, which is better, a razor blade or an electric trimmer? So I'm just kind of going to give you guys the plus and minuses of each, and then, you can decide on that. All right. So first, I'm going to talk about my shaving regimen. As a lot of you guys know, when I do shave my head bald, I initially start out with my T-liners. And my T-liner clippers, I posted them in previous videos, so please go back and watch some video footage of how I shave my head to get a little understanding of where we're at today. But I also like to follow up after I use my T-liners to get an even closer shave, because using T-liners doesn't just make you completely bald. You can still feel the little prickly hairs sticking out. So you want to try to find something to get that second run through with the blade to get your head nice and smooth. And so sometimes I've used this actual shaver, and then other times I've used an electric trimmer. But we'll start with the shaver. I started using the shaver more recently than my trimmer. The shaver is something I like to use when I have more time on my hands, right? So if you have the day where you can actually practice real true self-care, a shaver is the way to go. A razor blade, I should say, is the way to go. And so what I like to do is, like I said, I use the T-liner, go through with that. But then I like to just shave because it's kind of therapeutic. It gives me an opportunity to kind of get a little more feel around my head. As you know, most shavers come with multiple blades, so it's not just one quick run through the blade, this is a 4-bladed razor from Gillette, which it probably won't focus in on it, but this one actually has 4 blades, and in reality, that's what you're kind of looking for. So when you're running your your shaver through your head, you're getting maximum opportunity to cut those hairs. I'm in my bathroom, so actually these are 2 of my favorite shaving creams to use. Just the generic Gillette, and this is like the foaming kind, and then the regular Edge. This is cedarwood shea butter. This is more so for like men of color who really need that moisturization on our scalp. As I've said before, I have a supremely dry scalp, so it's important for me to use that. But yeah, when I need to just have a moment to really take my time, go through, enjoy my process of what I'm doing, the razor blade is the way to go. The pluses are, like I said, you get a smooth glide through when you're putting on the right shaving cream. Also, like I said, with those multiple blades, you're getting numerous opportunities for that blade to hit those hairs to get it as clean and just feel more of your actual scalp than you do hair. The biggest downside, of course, is like razor cuts, right? So if you're heavy-handed and you're pressing down on your scalp too hard, you will literally cut yourself very easily. And so I would encourage you to be as light-handed as possible. It doesn't need muscle to do this. Like, you don't gotta go hard or try to be Superman to shave your head. Like, it's just a simple glide of the blade. That shaving cream kind of, as I like to say, tenderizes your hair, so it makes it softer for the blade to be able to catch it. So all you really got to do is just like place your blade on your scalp and just slowly, like, go against the grain when you're shaving. So The only downside to using a blade for me is getting razor bumps. I mean, not razor bumps, I'm sorry, getting razor cuts. So if you don't want to run that risk, I wouldn't suggest you do this. If you're using this method, by all means, you're not wrong for using this. It's just really to each his own. Like I said, I use both, but for different reasons. So this one I use when I'm really like having a moment of self-care. I have more time to focus on what I'm doing. I use this. Um, Next is my electric trimmer. This is the Wall Super Close Shaver Shaper. It comes with a rechargeable cord, or you can actually use this cordless. It's not charged, so it's not gonna come on, but this black piece it slides up really quick. So this is what turns it on and off. Um, this comes off. This is what the blade looks like. I don't know if it's going to zoom in enough, but that's the blade. Those move side to side super fast. And then this is the cover that you put over your blade. And I don't know if it's going to zoom in to get that either, but it's a cover that goes over it. And you just snap it in place like this, and that's how you know it's locked in. I use this when I am on the go. Like if I gotta rush and shave my head and really get it done, this is my go-to. And it's similar with a razor. The thing I love about the electric trimmer, you don't have to be worried about in which way you're going with this blade. You can go, up from the top or from the back. You can go up from the top, you can go sideways, or you can come down with the blade as well. Either way, it's going to trim. But I would say to get the cleanest shave possible, go up all the way around and then go down all the way around. Sometimes if you have like little dents or fat creases in your scalp, you might want to turn your razor sideways and kind of like pull your fat in your head apart and kind of trim that. But this is going to do a really good job, and this is the one I actually recommend. Like I said, it's the Wall Super Close Shaver Shaper, and they have other editions of this. I think there's one that's like all white. It's a little wider than this, so I think it has more like motor or horsepower, if you want to put it that way. But overall, I really like this blade. The downside is like the blade covers, and I'm pretty sure you can't see this, or you can. You see that little spot right there? That's where like either I've been shaving too hard and I ripped like the aluminum cover off. So in these cases, you're feeling straight blade on your head, which is a very uncomfortable feeling, and nobody wants to feel that. So I don't know, like I said, in some cases, I feel like it's my fault because I'm going too hard when I do it, or else these things are kind of like foil, so they're super flimsy, and it really doesn't take much to like rip these. And in these cases, typically you got to get a whole nother like top part to put on your blade. I don't think you can just buy the foil itself. And if you can, I ain't know that. But yeah, I've had to buy a new top for mine a couple times. It can get pricey, so you definitely want to make sure you're being mindful of how you use these. But overall, like I said, it's all about what you need in the moment. So like I said, I use my shaver or my razor blade when I actually have time to dedicate to pay attention to what I'm doing, pay attention to the hair on my head, how it's growing, which areas cut easier than others and things like that, because that'll help me, learn what I need to do scalp wise. But if I'm in a rush and I got somewhere to go, it's definitely the electric trimmers. Also, these are good. The electric trimmers are good for like when those small hairs start coming back, you can just do a little touch-up job and kind of get it back to that smooth baldness. And you can do the same thing with a razor blade, but like I said, it's all about timing. So there's really, in my opinion, not a big difference between using your electric trimmer or your actual razor shaver. It's all personal preference. There is no right or wrong answer. You just want to be sensitive to how your scalp responds to these things. If you find that like using a razor irritates your scalp and you're getting like razor bumps and this and that, you may want to go with an electric trimmer. I don't know many cases of people who use electric trimmers and have scalp issues because it has foil protecting on top, you're not getting direct blade, but you're still getting the blade action because it's like a very thin piece of covering to where there's these little holes, slitted holes, and the blade still has access to your scalp to trim it up. This is not just limited to your head, of course. You can use it on your face if you got stubble you want to get rid of, under your chin, and the same for your regular razor. Both have the same purposes. They can shave you bald on your head, they can shave your face bald, they can do whatever you need it to do. So with that being said, guys, that's really the conclusion of this video. I just wanted to kind of get this one out the way. I've had a couple people ask me, not necessarily through YouTube, but just in general. Like I said, I use both. I like to experience what all the options are and kind of know what works for me and when is the best time to use either option. So like I said from jump, I use the razor for more time, free time, therapeutic, self-care purposes, and then when I'm on a tight schedule, I use the actual electric trimmer. But I wouldn't trade either of these for the world. I'll try to link those items in my bio if I can. And yeah, man, this has been another episode of Black, Bald, and Bearded. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a quick one. I know my episodes can get lengthy. I love to talk. I get it. But yeah, that was just the gist of what I wanted to share. So with that being said, that's another episode in the books. Hopefully some of the things I shared with you today you can use for yourself in your grooming journey, whether you're bald or bearded, and it helps you moving forward to a better you. And so with that, I'm out. Peace.